Hello students, welcome to my channel Learning History Made Easy. In today's video, we will be continuing with the revision series. In this video, I will be giving the important questions from two chapters, that is chapter 7.6 and chapter 7.7. Before going into the video, if anyone is seeing the channel for the first time or if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share it with your friends. And also click the bell button to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. So without wasting time, let us get into the video. So let us see the important questions from chapter 7.6, that is Indian National Movement. So the 1 mark questions. Who presided over the first session of Indian National Congress? Answer is Vomesh Chandra Banerjee. The first session was presided by Vomesh Chandra Banerjee. Which satyagraha of Gandhiji forced the British to abolish the Teen Katiya system? Answer Champaran Satyagraha 1917. Year is not needed, but for your understanding I have just written Champaran Satyagraha 1917. In which year was Purna Swaraj declared by the Indian National Congress? 1929 at Lahore session. The year is asked, so answer is 1929. Which round table conference did Gandhiji attend? Second round table conference. Who was famous as Netaji? Subhash Chandra Bose. Expand INA, full form, that is Indian National Army. Who is popular as the Iron Man of India? So the Iron Man of India is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Expand KPCC, Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee. Who was famous as Karnataka Kesari? Gangadhar Rao Deshpande. So these are the important 1 mark questions. Now let us move on to the 2 mark questions. When was the first session of Indian National Congress held and where? Answer is Bombay on 27 December 1885. Name any 2 moderate leaders. Dadabhai Nauroji, Gopal Krishna Gokhale were the 2 moderate leaders. Name any 2 extremist leaders. Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So extremist leaders Lal Bal Pal, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Bipin Chandra Pal. Any 2 you can write. Who partitioned Bengal and when? British in 1905. Who started the Home Rule League movement? Tilak and Annie Besant. Who founded Swaraj Party? C.R. Das and Motilal Nehru. Which Congress session declared Purna Swaraj as its aim and when was it held? This already in 1 mark question we have seen, that is Lahore session 1929. Who signed Pune Pact? Pune Pact was signed by Gandhiji and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. From where did Gandhiji start the Salt March and where did it culminate? Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, that is it was started from Sabarmati Ashram and it culminated at Dandi. Where was the only Congress session presided by Gandhiji held and when? Belagavi in 1924. So the only Congress session presided by Gandhiji here in Karnataka, Belagavi in 1924. Now let us move on to the 5 mark questions. What were the important factors that led to the growth of Indian nationalism? So the question is about the factors that led to the growth of Indian nationalism. So let us see the main points which you should write. Explanation you have to write in your own words. I am just telling the main points. If you want detailed explanation of any of the long answers, please go to the playlist. In playlist you will have chapter wise videos of history. In that you can go to the chapter 7.6 and you will get detailed explanation. So the first factor that led to the growth of Indian nationalism, British considered India to be a colony which provided cheap raw materials and a market for their finished products. Second point, the British provided a uniform system of administration and judicial system. So what was the problem with this uniform system of administration? You will have to write in detail. So please go to the chapter wise videos for that. Third point, the Western system of education in English introduced by British broke the monopoly of traditional education system in India. So in India we had traditional education system for both Hindus and Muslims. So when British introduced English education, that broke the monopoly of traditional education system in India. Fourth point, the British considered themselves to be racially superior to the Indians. They always insulted Indians as coming from an inferior race, and they always criticized Indian culture, and they considered themselves as racially superior to the Indians. That was the next reason. The fifth reason, the British waged a series of wars and followed reactionary policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. You know what is subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. So these two policies of the British made Indians upset. So that also was a factor for the growth of Indian nationalism, and the British used these policies to establish political supremacy in India. Next, the Indian press and literature inspired nationalism among Indians. There were many leaders and through the medium of Indian press and literature, they inspired the people. So all these were the factors which led to the growth of Indian nationalism. So these are the main points, explanation you have to write, and together with that it will become a perfect 5-mark answer. Now let us move on to the 10-mark question. Discuss the role of Gandhiji in Indian national movement, a very important 10-mark question. So for this answer you have to first start with the introduction. In introduction, the points which you should write is the third stage of Indian national movement is called as Gandhian era. So which time period is the third phase of Indian national movement? That is 1920 to 1947 is called as the third stage. That stage is called as Gandhian era. Now what was Gandhiji's greatest tool to fight against British? That is Satyagraha was his greatest tool to fight against the mighty British Empire. He founded the Sabarmati Ashram in 1916 at Ahmedabad. Gandhiji, he founded the Sabarmati Ashram in 1916 and it was founded in Ahmedabad. Now let us see the main points which so introduction is over. Now let us go through the main points. So first is you have to write about Champaran Satyagraha of 1917, where he fought for the peasants of Champaran who were forced to grow indigo. That is Teen Katiya system, you have to write about it. Then what was the problem? And then how Gandhiji fought for the peasants of Champaran. Those points you have to explain, that is in the first point, Champaran Satyagraha. After that you have to write about the second event, that is Ahmedabad mill strike in 1918. So here you know how Mahatma Gandhi undertook fast unto death when a dispute rose between the mill owners and labourers of Ahmedabad in regard to the wages and the working condition. There was a fight between the mill owners and workers, a dispute was happening. So Mahatma Gandhi undertook a fast unto death to support the workers of the Ahmedabad mill. So that you have to explain. The next point, Kheda Satyagraha of 1918. So here also Gandhiji undertook the leadership of farmers of Gujarat when they faced severe drought, and how did Gandhiji succeed in making the British agree to their demands. So that is Kheda Satyagraha of 1918. Gandhiji helped the farmers when they have to face a severe drought. See all these points, a detailed explanation should be given because it is a 10-mark answer. I am just going through the main points as a part of revision. Next is Jallianwala Bagh massacre 1919. So here you have to explain what happened when General Dyer opened fire on a group of people protesting against Rowlatt Act. So here first you have to explain what is Rowlatt Act. That is British passed an act in which they can arrest Indians without a warrant, and how did people oppose against this, how the leaders were arrested, and then when they had a protest happening in Jallianwala Bagh, General Dyer came and how he opened fire, and because of that many people died and many were injured. That incident is Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Next is the Khilafat movement started by Ali brothers Maulana Azad and Hakim Ajmal Khan, and how was the Khilafat movement used as a medium for bringing Hindu-Muslim unity by Gandhiji? Those points you have to explain. Next, the sixth point is non-cooperation movement of 1920 to 22. Nationwide non-cooperation movement was launched by Gandhiji. How did people get involved in this movement? How did the students, the workers, all of them got involved in the non-cooperation movement? That points you have to explain. And last of this point, you have to write how the non-cooperation movement was withdrawn after the Chauri Chaura incident, how the police station was attacked and how 22 policemen were killed, and because of that Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperation movement. Seventh point, Simon Commission of 1927. The Congress called for the boycott of Simon Commission. The British appointed a commission to console the Indians, but the Indians boycotted the Simon Commission. Simon go back was their famous slogan. Now, eighth point, civil disobedience movement 1930 to 31. That is a famous Salt March or Dandi March of Gandhiji, where Gandhiji broke the salt law. He travelled from Sabarmati Ashram with his delegates and reached Dandi, and there he broke the salt law. Then you have to explain about the first, second and third round table conference, and in the second round table conference Gandhiji participated, and about the first and third round table conference also you have to explain. So all these points you explain, it becomes the answer for the question, that is role of Gandhiji in Indian national movement. So once more I'll tell, beginning you have to start with the introduction, then Champaran Satyagraha, Ahmedabad Mill Strike, Kheda Satyagraha, Jallianwala Bagh Massacre, Khilafat movement, non-cooperation movement, Simon Commission, civil disobedience movement, then first, second and third round table conference. So first you understand the points thoroughly, then explanation you can write. So let us move on to the next chapter, that is chapter 7.7. So all these were the questions from chapter 7.6, important questions. Now next we are moving to chapter 7.7, that is Unification of Karnataka. So let us see the 1 mark questions from this chapter. Which was the famous work of Alur Venkat Rao? Karnataka Gata Vaibhava. Who was the chairman of State Reorganization Committee? Fazal Ali. So Fazal Ali was the chairman, that is why State Reorganization Committee was also called as Fazal Ali Committee. Name the first Chief Minister of Mysore after unification. S. Nijalingappa. Now coming to the 2 mark questions. Name any 2 committees formed for the reorganization of states, that is Dhar Committee and JVP Committee. Name any 2 members of JVP Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel and Pattabi Sitaramaiah. 3 members were there, one is Jawaharlal Nehru, one is Vallabhbhai Patel and then Pattabi Sitaramaiah. Any 2 you can write. Now 5 mark question, trace the factors responsible for creating unity among Kannadigas during the unification of Karnataka. So what were the factors which created unity among Kannadigas? So first factor, newspapers. Examples you can write, newspapers like Samyukta Karnataka, Vishala Karnataka, etc. Second is the famous book of Alur Venkat Rao. Already we have studied, his famous book is Karnataka Gata Vaibhava. Third one, institutions. Which all kind of institutions? Kannada Sahitya Parishad. All these kind of institutions have inspired the people and made it became a main factor for bringing unity among Kannadigas. Then poems by famous poets like Kuvempu, Shantakavi, etc. So these poems also acted as an inspiration to bring unity among Kannadigas. So you have to write sentences from some poems, poets' names, everything you have to write as an explanation. Here again I am telling, I am just giving the main points, explanation you have to write, and detailed explanation will be given you can see in the chapter wise videos. Then Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee, that is KPCC, Karnataka Ekikarna Samiti, all these organizations also function for the unification. Then another thing was Gandhiji accepted the formation of linguistic states during the Belgaum Congress session in 1924. During the 1924 Belgaum Congress session, Gandhiji accepted the formation of linguistic states. Then Nehru Committee also recommended unification of Karnataka in 1928. So considering this and efforts of many leaders like Alur Venkatrao, S. Nijalingappa, etc. So all these were the factors which brought unity among Kannadigas. So one is newspapers, one is Alur Venkatrao's book Karnataka Gata Vaibhava, then institutions like Kannada Sahitya Parishad, poems by famous poets like Kuvempu, Shantakavi, etc. Karnataka Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee, Karnataka Ekikarna Samiti, etc. Then Gandhiji accepted the formation of linguistic states, and Nehru Committee recommended the unification of Karnataka and efforts of many leaders. All these were the factors. Now next question, briefly discuss the unification movement of Karnataka. So when the question comes regarding a unification movement of Karnataka, first, the Kannada speaking regions wanted unification, but they were under the Madras and Bombay presidencies and the rest princely states. So that was a condition. The Kannada speaking people were under Madras, Bombay presidencies and then princely states. There were many factors which were responsible for bringing unity among Kannadigas. Then you have to explain some factors. Already in the last question we have explained, from those factors you have to explain, like newspapers, Alur Venkatrao's works, important leaders' work, then institutions, all those points you have to explain. Then the next point, central government appointed Dhar Committee in 1948 to look into the question of reorganization. After the Dhar Committee, the JVP Committee was formed in 1949, and JVP Committee agreed the formation of Andhra Pradesh but not Karnataka. So because of this, what happened? Andanappa Doddameti, who was a senior Congress leader, he started fast demanding the unification of Kannada speaking regions. Then State Reorganization Committee was formed in 1953. It was also called as Fazal Ali Committee because Fazal Ali was the chairman. And this State Reorganization Committee finally submitted its report in 1955. The committee recommendations were implemented on 1st November 1956, bringing the reorganized Mysore state into existence. So that is how reorganized Mysore state was formed on 1st November 1956. It was called as New Mysore State. S. Nijalingappa was the first Chief Minister of United Mysore State, and this was renamed as Karnataka on 1st November 1973, and the Chief Minister was Devaraja Urras. So this is the unification movement of Karnataka. So first is the Kannada speaking people wanted unification, but they were under different presidencies like Madras and Bombay and princely states. Then there were many factors which brought unification among Kannadigas, so you have to explain some factors. Then central government appointed Dhar Committee. After that, JVP Committee was formed which agreed Andhra. Because of that, Andanappa Doddameti, he started fast demanding the unification of Kannada speaking regions. And State Reorganization Committee was formed which submitted its report in 1955. And on basis of its recommendation, on 1st November 1956, reorganized Mysore state came into existence called as New Mysore State with S. Nijalingappa as the first Chief Minister. This was renamed as Karnataka on 1st November 1973 with Chief Minister Devaraja Urras. So this is the unification movement of Karnataka. So all these are the important questions from chapter 7.6 and 7.7. So I will be continuing with the revision series. Together with that, I will be giving the question papers for revising. The question papers will be helpful for you for your preparatory examinations. I know that your preparatory examinations are coming very soon. I will be trying my best to complete the revision series very fast as per the plans. So in case of any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Your likes and shares will be of a great encouragement for me to make more and more videos. I hope to see you all soon in the coming video. Thank you for watching.